Alright, so I know that Niantic has been really scummy lately, but I never thought they would stoop this low. One of the long anticipated features of the Ultra Unlock Part 2 was the release of Shiny Heracross. Well, because Niantic decided to go with their greed, a huge portion of the Pokémon Go player base was effectively screwed over. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. And how's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Count here with a brand new Pokemon Go discussion video, and today we're going to talk about some controversy. It's starting to get really ugly in the Pokemon Go community right now. I mean, Niantic is already facing a huge backlash from the Pokestop distance nerf, but now they are facing another backlash, and it's related to the Ultra Unlock Part 2 event that's currently going on. So what exactly am I talking about? Well, when they released Shiny Heracross, they actually turned off Heracross spawns in the wild. Now, of course, this only affects the LATAM Pokemon trainers, but for all of these players, they were looking forward to farming up Heracross in the wild, considering that it is their regional. But because Niantic turned off the spawns, that essentially means the only way you can get Shiny Heracross right now is through raid battles, even if you live in the region where it is a regional. Now, I know that someone out there is going to try and give Niantic the benefit of the doubt and say that this is either a bug or a case where event spawns are simply just overtaking typical wild spawns. Well, we actually had confirmation from Trainer Tips that this was actually intentional from Niantic. He reached out to Niantic himself and received word directly from the source that this is exactly what they planned all along. I honestly cannot tell you how frustrating this is as a Pokemon Go player. It really feels like Niantic is sabotaging their own game at this point. I mean, not only are we facing the struggles of having a bunch of our pandemic bonuses reverted, but now it looks like Niantic's greed is affecting us as well. Obviously, this is only going to affect a small number of trainers, but it's just mind-boggling to me. And what's even more mind-boggling right now is that Kangaskhan is still spawning over in Australia, even though Kangaskhan itself is one of the special spawns for this event. It really seems like Niantic wants to get players to spend money during this event, especially because over the past couple of weeks, a lot of players were in revolt considering Niantic has made some really bad decisions for the players, and it seems like they're trying to milk as much money as possible considering that a lot of players were highly anticipating Shiny Heracross. This is one of those Pokemon that is a fan favorite, and it seems like Niantic was fully aware of that, and they designed this event the way it is so that even if you live in a region where Heracross typically spawns, you will have to pay for this new Shiny. Now for me, I think this is hard evidence that Niantic's greed has grown out of control. Now why do I say that? Well, when we had the Shiny forms of Tauros, Kangaskhan, and Farfetch'd introduced into the game, they were still spawning in the wild in their respective regions. For example, over here in the United States, we were still seeing Tauros spawning in the wild, but now it looks like Niantic is always going to be locking new shinies behind paywalls like raids, and it's really disappointing because it seems like from now on, if they introduce a new shiny for a regional, it's always going to be locked behind raids. Like there's plenty of other ones that players are looking forward to, like for example Tropius, that's going to be a big one, or Corsola, or Chatot. Like all of these are going to be locked behind raids, even if you live in a region where they typically spawn. This is really scummy, and it's extremely greedy by Niantic, and I do feel bad for the LATAM players because a lot of them were looking forward to farming up for this shiny without having to spend money on raids. Like, the option was still there to do Heracross raids even if you're living in the LATAM area, and that is of course because if you wanted a high IV shiny, then that was your way of obtaining it. And this is something important that I have to mention, but it's not going to be too long before their shady and greedy practices are going to catch up to them. Even though Palkia and Dialga shinies were released and they were pretty hyped up for the last year, the raiding scene has all but evaporated in my local areas. Like seriously, no one is interested in raids. I really think Niantic has to keep in mind that players are starting to get fed up with how they are treating them as well as the game itself. Obviously, Niantic still needs to make money in order to survive. Like, I understand that. It's a free-to-play game, and free-to-play games only survive because of money-making schemes that are typically intertwined within them. But I really think that Niantic is starting to take steps way too far when it comes to Pokemon Go, and whether or not it's because players are still willing to spend money, or it's because they just do not have good internal quality control. But regardless, I really feel like Niantic needs to take a second look at how they treat their games, and they need to make adjustments accordingly, because as of right now, it's just really frustrating to play Pokemon Go, especially with stuff like this constantly happening. I still love playing this game, and I really want it to be successful in the long run, but it's all going to depend on how Niantic treats it. We've already seen this with so many other games that were once considered successful, like Clash of Clans and World of Warcraft. A lot of these games saw drastic declines because their companies did not treat them with the utmost respect, especially the community. And I really feel like Niantic is slowly but surely going down this path, and it's just not good for people who are dedicated to this game. So I really hope they course correct. I've been saying it for the past like 6 months that they need to course correct, and it just seems like they're not doing that. In fact, I feel like they're constantly going deeper down the rabbit hole of being a greedy company, which is just really heartbreaking because I really like this game and I just see it just dying very soon here. But yeah, that's gonna be it. This is obviously a hot topic, so definitely share your thoughts down below. Are you sick and tired of how Niantic is treating this game, or are you holding out hope that Niantic will course correct? Let me know your thoughts. Let's have an engaging discussion, because I really do think that as long as we are constructive, positive changes can happen. But in any case, yeah, if you enjoyed this video and found it to be useful or helpful or informative or even just entertaining, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And I want to give a quick shout out to GOOZEE pins. They made the official Count Jinsula pin. If you want one of these for yourself, then definitely check out the links in the description below. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later.